Golden Bluted back with another video just for you. So if you're a college football or a college basketball fan, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It is a long off season for college football and I'm here to get you through it. When you get a chance, go check out our Patreon page. A lot of time and effort going into that. I did have a live show scheduled for yesterday, but my son had a baseball game that went extra long. So next Patreon live show is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Patreon membership starts as little as $2 a month. That's spare change you can find around your house. When you get a chance, go check out the website that Joey Foster created. We have 8 great writers, led by our head writer, Michael Walker. And yes, our merchandise store. A lot of great stuff over there. I myself ordered 2 t-shirts, the gold one and the blue one, expecting them any day now to show off for you guys. On to today's video. ESPN's FPI Top 25. You know, by now we should expect stuff like this as far as how they put together their FPI Top 25, but I was still shocked. I was still surprised. Let's run through it real quick. Starting at the top, number 1, Alabama. That makes sense. Finished season 13-2. I expect Alabama to be heavy national championship favorites in 2022. Number 2, Ohio State 11-2. I'm also okay with that. I think Alabama and Ohio State will be the 2 best teams in 2022. Number 3, Georgia. They finished season 14-1 national champs. I think that's a good spot for them. Number 4, Clemson. Finished season 10-3. Clemson could have a big bounce back here. Don't have a big problem with that. Number 5, Notre Dame. Yes, they finished 11-2 last year, but their head coach went off to LSU talking about Brian Kelly. It's been messy, by the way. It's been a back and forth mudslinging campaign between Notre Dame and Brian Kelly, but Notre Dame has a lot to prove this year. I think that's a little bit high. And then there's number 6, Texas. Number 6, Texas. What in the world qualifies Texas to be number 6? That makes no sense. They finished 5-7. You think they're going to be that much better in 2022? I don't even know what to say to that. I don't even know what to say to that. Let's move on. Number 7, Michigan. They finished season 12-2. Did get to the playoffs. I think that's a fair spot for them. Number 8, Oklahoma. 11-2 last year. Lincoln Riley goes off to USC. In comes Brent Venables. I think Oklahoma's going to be a decent team, but that's too high. I'm sorry, guys. That is too high. Number 9, Pitt. They finished 11-3. They won the ACC last year. They did lose Kenny Pickett. I'm hearing that the quarterbacks did not look good in spring practice, but they returned enough starters to where I don't have a huge problem with this. Pitt, unfortunately, will be a good team in 2022. Then there's number 10, Auburn. They finished season 6-7. Brian Harsin survives getting fired from Auburn. What in the world tells you that Auburn's going to be a top 10 team? I disagree with that 100%. Probably more so than Texas at number 6. Number 11, LSU. Also finished season 6-7. I like the hire with Brian Kelly, but I don't think that they're that high of a team, especially in the preseason. It's a little much, ESPN. Just a little much. Number 12, Penn State at 7-6. I don't have a huge problem with this. I think James Franklin is a good coach at Penn State. I think they will have a bounce back here. I just don't like some of the teams that they have Penn State above. And that brings me to number 13, Oklahoma State. One of the teams that I don't think Penn State should be above. Oklahoma State finished season 12-2. I think Oklahoma State will be a very, very dangerous team in 2022. Definitely in the Big 12 championship hunt. Number 14, Texas A&M. They finished season 8-4. Yes, they had one of the best recruiting classes, if not the best recruiting class ever in the history of recruiting. But they also have Jimbo Fisher. Last year they beat Alabama, but still managed 4 losses. They have the talent to be great, which would make this ranking make sense, but they don't have the coaching. So no, the ranking doesn't make sense. Number 15, Utah at 10-4 last year, Pac-12 champs. I think Utah will have a good season this year. Don't have a massive problem with that. Number 16, Michigan State, 11-2 last year. They did lose that great running back, but Mel Tucker is recruiting at a very high level at Michigan State. I think they'll be in the hunt for the Big Ten East, but probably not win the Big Ten East. After that, number 17, Ole Miss. They finished season 10-3. I think this is underranked for Ole Miss by a long shot. I think Ole Miss is going to be a great team in 2022. I think they have the potential to upset Alabama at home. That's going to be a big game in 2022. Number 18, Miami, the Hurricanes. They finished season 7-5, but I do think the Hurricanes will have a bounce back here. Mario Cristobal already getting a lot of great transfers, recruiting at a decent level. I think the Canes are a dangerous team in the ACC Coastal. Pitt's going to have to watch out for the Hurricanes. Number 19, Baylor. They finished season 12-2. This is way too low of a ranking for Baylor. This is straight up disrespecting Baylor. I disagree with this a lot. Baylor's going to be a dangerous team, and they will be in the Big 12 hunt for the Big 12 championship again this year. Number 20, Kentucky. They finished season 10-3. Mark Stoops doing a tremendous job at Kentucky. I don't think he gets talked about enough. I'm okay with that ranking. Number 21, Wisconsin. They finished season 9-4. I think they'll have a bounce back year, and I think they should be the favorite to win the Big 10 West. Number 22, North Carolina. Finished season 6-7. Don't have a massive problem with where they're ranked, but they still have a lot to prove. Losing those 2 big big-time running backs last year proved to be a bigger problem than what we realized. Can they get that running game going? And Sam Howell isn't there anymore either. Number 23, Oregon, 10-4. Mario Cristobal gone. Can the Ducks be the Pac-12 North favorites in 2022? Well, I don't see anybody else that could really challenge them. Maybe Washington, I don't know. So I'm okay with that ranking. Number 24, Mississippi State, 7-6 last year. Know they have Mike Leach. Can he get it going at Mississippi State? Their air raid offense. Mississippi State needs their defense to step up a lot to deserve this ranking. And then there's number 25, Florida. That one doesn't make sense either. They finished 6-7. New head coach. I do like Bill Napier. Do not get me wrong. But I think it's going to take him a couple of seasons to get Florida on the right track. So no, I would not have Florida anywhere near the top 25. And of course, I have to talk about West Virginia being at number 52. I expected this. This is ESPN. West Virginia gets disrespected all the time. I'm not worried about it. So if you want to break it down by conference, they have 9 SEC teams in, including six members of the SEC West out of a possible 7 in the top 25. And the one that they don't have ranked should be ranked. Pac-12 only has 2 teams, 1 independent team. The Big Ten has a total of 5 teams, but 4 of them out of the Big Ten East. The Big 12 has a total of 4 teams, and the ACC has a total of 4 teams, but 3 of them are from the ACC Coastal. Here's how my FPI Top 25 preseason poll looks like right now. Now, things can change because the transfer portal isn't done. There's going to be some late recruiting signings for some of these teams, so this could switch. Number 1, Alabama. Alabama will be the best team in the nation in 2022. Number 2, Ohio State. I agree with ESPN. Alabama, Ohio State, everybody else. Number 3, Georgia. They did lose a lot on the defense, but they might have enough to still win the SEC East. Number 4, Clemson. Bounce back year coming. Number 5, Oklahoma State. I believe in Oklahoma State, and I think they're going to have a great year. Number 6, Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss will challenge Alabama and have a chance to upset Alabama at home in Oxford. Number 7, Michigan. I think Michigan returns enough talent to be a top 10 team. Number 8, Baylor. Baylor is another dangerous team in the Big 12. They will be in the Big 12 championship hunt. Number 9, this is where I have Oklahoma. 1 spot under Baylor. Oklahoma could be a good team, but I still have to put Oklahoma State and Baylor as the favorites. Number 10, that's where I'll have Notre Dame. Notre Dame does have a lot of talent, but I don't think they're a top 5 team. Number 11, NC State. NC State was missing from the FBI Top 25. Makes no sense. They returned pretty much everybody. Their schedule is decent. Look out for NC State in the Atlantic. Could challenge Clemson for that title. Number 12, this is where I have Pitt. Like I mentioned earlier, they did lose Kenny Pickett, but they returned pretty much everybody else. Pitt's going to be a good team, unfortunately. Number 13, Michigan State. They will be a factor in the Big Ten East. Number 14, Utah. I think Utah will win the Pac-12 South and probably the Pac-12 outright again. Number 15, BYU. Where was BYU in the FBI rankings? I've learned one thing. Even when BYU does lose talent, they have a great coach and they're going to be good again. Number 16, Oregon. The best team in the Pac-12 North. Who's going to challenge them? But I don't see them much higher than number 16. Number 17, where was Arkansas in the FPI Top 25? Arkansas went 9-4 on the toughest schedule in 2021. Their schedule is not going to be as difficult. I expect Arkansas to be competing for that 3rd spot in the SEC West. Number 18, Texas A&M. That's right, I had Arkansas above Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M has a lot of talent, but Jimbo Fisher is not reliable, and Texas A&M will slip up where they shouldn't slip up. Number 19, Wisconsin. Should be the favorite in the Big Ten West. I have them as a top 20 team. Number 20, Penn State. So yes, I agree. Penn State will have a bounce back here. I just don't have them as high as ESPN. Number 21, Miami, the Hurricanes. They will be a factor in the ACC Coastal. Top 10 in the transfer portal. And Mario Cristobal has the Canes fans believing. Number 22, Kentucky. Yes, Mark Stoops doing a fantastic job in Kentucky. Underrated coach. Kentucky better do all they can to keep him in Lexington. Number 23, Tennessee. Where was Tennessee on the FBI Top 25? I think Tennessee is on the up and up, and it's going to be interesting in the SEC East. Number 24, Iowa. Iowa could challenge Wisconsin for the Big Ten West. I think Wisconsin's just a little bit better. And then finally, number 25, South Carolina. Watch out for the Gamecocks. Top 10 in the transfer portal. Schedule is manageable. Most of their tough opponents are home games. I think South Carolina has a chance to possibly win the SEC East. I'm telling you, that SEC East race is going to be very interesting between Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, and Kentucky. Georgia's not going to be the dominating team that they were last year. And just for the heck of it, my team, West Virginia, I would have them around number 35. JT Daniels bumped them up a little bit for me. So y'all let me know, do you like ESPN's FBI Top 25 better? Or do you like Golden Blue Dude's FBI Top 25 better? I look forward to your comments. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you on my next show.